Hey guys, my name is Dice Roland. Today we're going to be taking a look at some facts you didn't know about the film that kickstarted the found footage subgenre, the Blair Witch Project. Written and directed by Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez, the movie follows three student filmmakers as they film a documentary about the legend of the Blair Witch. However, they all go missing after trekking into the Maryland woods, and the footage on their cameras is the only clue of what happened to them. So without further ado, these are some things you didn't know about the Blair Witch Project.
Have you ever heard of the Blair Witch?
It's rather fitting that the production company, Haxon Films, gets its name from the Swedish word for witch. Joshua Leonard, Michael C. Williams, and Heather Donahue filmed nearly all the footage for the movie themselves. Sandra Sanchez, sister of director Eduardo Sanchez, played the waitress who's interviewed in the early portion of the film. She talks about Blair High School, and in fact, attended that very school. The scene with the children's voices was done by recording children playing near Eduardo Sanchez's mother's house. This audio was played through boomboxes placed in the distance in the woods. The same method was used for Josh's shouting after he disappears. During the scene where Heather, Mike, and Josh are in the tent at night, and something outside starts shaking the tent, was actually one of the directors. This portion of the scene was supposedly unscripted, and the reaction from the actors is genuine. We were originally supposed to have caught a glimpse of the Blair Witch herself. During the portion of the movie where Heather, Mike, and Josh run out of their tent, in the middle of the night, Heather says, "What the fuck is that?" Supposedly, the camera was supposed to pan over to show a woman in a white gown, off in the distance. But this action was forgotten and the scene wasn't reshot. Michael C. Williams and Heather Donahue did not know that Joshua Leonard would disappear. Myrick and Sanchez left a note for Leonard that told him to wait until his fellow actors were asleep and leave the tent. It was after this that Leonard was told his character was dead. Josh's teeth and hair in the bundle of sticks are real. The teeth were from Eduardo Sanchez's dentist, and that really was Joshua's hair. The runes seen in the abandoned house are a mixture of Hebrew and reversed Fathark runes. The reason they're reversed is because this symbolizes something bad happening to whoever reads them. The abandoned house used in the climax of the film was the Griggs House in Patapsco Valley State Park. It was built in the 1800s and was abandoned for decades. After Blair Witch was finished, the Maryland Department of Natural Resources planned to have it demolished. However, fans of the film started a fundraiser to save it, which got the house a reprieve. Unfortunately, it was eventually demolished. In an attempt to recruit people to make the film, the directors used posters at a local college. The only person to reply to them was Patricia DeCow, who ended up portraying Mary Brown and working with the art department. Heather, Mike, and Josh all decided to stay in character for the duration of the shoot, and would only break from character when they all said their safe word, taco. In order to ensure that no one got lost, the directors and actors used walkie-talkies. Even with this, they got lost at least 3 separate times while filming in the woods. A 35-page outline of the fabricated mythology of the Blair Witch was given to the actors before they began shooting. Practically everything was improvised, including lines. Thus, the reactions caught on camera were more genuine. The actors were led to believe that while the documentary they were filming was fake, the Blair Witch legend was real. To go along with this, the locals they interviewed were actors planted by the directors. They only found out that this too was fictional after the film was released. There have been many different methods used to invoke certain emotions among actors during films. In the case of the Blair Witch, the main actors were given less and less food each day, so they would be upset with each other. In one of the original scripts, there was supposed to be a giant stick figure that would chase the 3 actors. Heather Donahue seems to have suffered considerably during and after this film was made. After the final scene, she was so terrified that she hyperventilated and cried for quite a while. She also dealt with threats and difficulty in employment after the movie was released. There were alternative endings filmed, one where Mike is found with a bloody chest, one where he appears to be crucified in a similar fashion as the stick figures, one where he's levitating surrounded by stick figures and branches, one where he was surrounded by the stick figures, and one where he was hung by a noose. But the original ending is what the directors decided on, even though it confused some test audiences. To clarify things a bit, the segment where the story of Rustin Parr and how he killed children was filmed and added to the movie. The very last day of filming actually took place on Halloween night, rather fitting really. The original duration of Blair Witch was 2.5 hours long. Its working title was The Black Hills Project, before being changed to The Blair Witch Tapes, and finally to The Blair Witch Project. Though everything presented on screen seemed like it took forever, the filming of the movie only took 8 days to complete. However, the editing took 8 months to finish. As part of the marketing plan for the film, fake missing flyers had been placed around Kane's, but the next day they had all been removed. This is because a television executive had been kidnapped and the flyers were taken down out of respect. Along with this method of advertising, a website had been created a year prior, containing detailed reports on the search for the missing actors, expert opinions, and reactions from their families. Since the marketing of this potentially being a movie of real events was so convincing, Heather Donahue's mother had received several sympathy cards because people really did believe that her daughter was either missing or dead. Blair Witch cost $60,000 to make, but profited $248 million, which earned it a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records for top budget box office ratio. Many rock bands have taken a lot of inspiration from horror movies and continue to do so today. Him actually filmed a portion of the music video for their song And Love Said No at the abandoned house from Blair Witch. Despite the fact that it's revealed that the whole movie is in fact a work of fiction, many fans still travel to Maryland in hopes of discovering the Blair Witch for themselves. There have also been at least 3 cases of the Burkittsville sign being stolen. Among the many things that this film inspired was a short-lived young adult novel series. The author of these novels was Cade Merrill, who said that they were a cousin of Heather and a resident of Burkittsville. There is a theory about what really happened in Blair Witch that doesn't actually involve a witch. The idea is that Josh and Heather used to be in a relationship, and it went quite sour. There was plenty of tension and anger between the two of them, even though they decided to remain friends. Josh came up with a plan to murder Heather and hired Mike, and possibly some other people to help him do this. So those were some facts about the Blair Witch Project you may not have known. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like to let me know. And don't forget to leave a comment down below telling me what other horror movies you'd like to see me dig up some facts about. Also, don't forget to share this video to help the channel grow and subscribe for more videos like this. See you later.